The day before, Harris showed us that wires and pipes could kill if we misunderstood numbers, sizes, or capacity. Lesson after lesson ended with the same warning. Fire waits for arrogance. But now he turned from metal and copper to something even sharper: our voices. He said mistakes in communication could crush bones as easily as bad wiring starts flames. This time, the battlefield wasn't tools or voltage. It was words. The construction site woke before the sun. Diesel engines hummed, boots crunched on gravel, and the smell of wet concrete hung in the cool morning air. A foreman's whistle pierced the noise, pulling us into a half-circle around him. Harris stood with us, arms folded, his eyes scanning every face like he was counting the survivors before the battle even began. "Listen carefully," the foreman barked. "South wall, conduit run. 3 men on ladders, 2 on ground, keep spacing tight. If you're not sure, confirm with me. Mistake delays the whole site." I scribbled in my notebook, but the words blurred with the noise of hammers. South wall, west wall. My stomach twisted. Harris's voice cut low near my ear. "What did he say?" "West wall," I said, too quickly. "Wrong," Harris snapped. "He said south. Repeat and confirm always." Maria elbowed me. "Say it back, Jon." I raised my voice nervously. "Foreman, confirm south wall." The foreman glanced over, nodding. "Correct. South wall. Good catch." My chest loosened. Maria smirked. "See? Words save lives." Harris's eyes stayed hard. "Or kill, if you forget." He stepped forward, his voice carrying over the noise. "First question. Why repeat instructions?" "To confirm," I said. "And why confirm?" "To avoid mistakes." "And what do mistakes cause?" "Accidents. Injury. Death." Maria muttered. "And probably fire too." "Correct," Harris said without humor. Older Jon narrating. Years later, I watched a crew cut into the wrong wall. No one repeated the foreman's words. They drilled into live conduit. The explosion threw 2 men off ladders. One never walked again. One word not repeated cost a lifetime. The foreman pointed us to our tasks. Harris herded us toward a stack of conduit. "Jon, carry this to the south wall." I lifted a bundle, grunting under the weight, and staggered left. Harris barked. "Stop. Where are you going?" "South wall," I said, pointing. "That's west. Look at the compass marker on the slab. South is this way. Learn directions or kill your crew." Maria giggled. "He'd wire a house backwards if we let him." I flushed hot. Harris turned on her. "And you, what's the rule before you laugh?" Maria blinked. Make sure it's safe first." "Correct," Harris said. He set us both on ladders. "Jon, hand Maria the conduit. Maria, hold it while he secures the clamp." I passed the conduit up. Maria balanced it awkwardly. "Clamp," Harris barked.
What?"
"Clamp," he repeated. I scrambled, searching the pouch. I handed him a wire nut. Harris's face hardened. "What mistake?" "Wrong tool," I whispered. "And what does wrong tool cause?" "Delay, confusion, accidents, and accidents cause death," I said quietly. Maria whistled. "Harsh, true," Harris replied. Older Jon, narrating. "Once I saw a worker misunderstand wrench as wrench, thought the foreman said trench. He walked straight into the wrong zone, right under a crane load. Misunderstanding kills faster than electricity." The conduit sagged as Maria tried to hold it. Harris barked, "Spacing." She looked down. "I'm holding it up." "What is maximum spacing?" Harris demanded. 10 feet, I said quickly. "And what happens if spacing is wrong?" "Conduit sags, and sagging causes stress on wires, failure, and failure causes fire." Maria groaned. "Correct," Harris said. We climbed down, sweat dripping. The foreman passed by, checking. "Good work. Keep communication clear." Harris turned back to us. "Jon, what's the rule when you don't understand?" "Repeat and confirm." "And Maria, what's the rule before action?" "Confirm safety," she said. "And what's the rule after?" "Report," I added. "Correct. Speak, repeat, confirm, report." Words are tools. Use them wrong, and you may as well throw a live wire into water. Older Jon, narrating. Years later, I watched a rookie walk into a locked-out zone. He thought safe meant all clear. No one confirmed. The breaker had not been tagged. Sparks shot across the floor. The rookie survived, but his scars told the story. By midday, the rhythm of the site drilled itself into me. Foreman's voice, repeat, confirm action, report. Maria still joked, but she repeated every order. Even I found myself saying words twice before moving. As the sun dropped, Harris pulled us aside. Lesson 1. Directions matter. Lesson 2. Tools matter. Lesson 3. Words matter most. Forget them, and your crew bleeds. Maria slumped against a stack of conduit. So basically, talk or die. Yes, Harris said flatly. And tomorrow, you will learn what happens when tools are misunderstood. Speak clearly or fail clearly. I closed my notebook. The words blurring on the page but burning in my mind. Repeat. Confirm. Report. Coming up next, Episode 14. Speak clearly. In the previous lesson, Harris drilled into us the power of repetition and confirmation. A single wrong direction nearly sent me to the wrong wall, and Maria almost fastened the wrong clamps. Harris's warning was sharp. Repeat, confirm. Report words are tools. Use them wrong, and you may as well throw a live wire into water. That day taught us that misheard instructions could build disaster. Now, Harris promised we would face the next danger in clear speech, the kind that confuses tools and cripples crews. The site roared with morning noise, drills whining, steel beams clanging, and shouts echoing across the skeleton of the building. Dust floated in the air like smoke. Harris stood with us near a stack of toolboxes, his eyes scanning, waiting for the inevitable mistake. Yesterday, he said, you learned to repeat and confirm. Today, you learn the cost of unclear speech. One wrong word on a job site is as dangerous as touching a live wire. Maria yawned. Words can't shock you. Harris's eyes hardened. Wrong words can drop steel on your head. Wrong words can cut power to the wrong floor. Wrong words kill. Today you prove it. The foreman's whistle cut through the chaos. Team pulled junction boxes to the north scaffolding. Bring the hammer, drill, and anchors. Move. I grabbed my notebook, but the words tangled in the noise. Junction box, ladder, anchors. Harris glared. What did he say? Bring the hammer, I answered. Maria laughed. Said hammer drill, not hammer. Big difference. Harris snapped. What is the rule? Speak clearly, I muttered. And if you don't, failure correct. Speak clearly or fail clearly. He shoved a toolbox toward me. John, bring the clamp. I froze, panic rising. Clamp. Which clamp? Conduit clamp. Ground clamp. Pipe clamp. I grabbed a conduit coupling instead and handed it up. Harris's face darkened. What mistake? Wrong part. And what does wrong part cause? Delay, confusion, unsafe work. And unsafe work causes? Accidents, fire, death. Maria smirked. So basically you killed us. Correct, Harris said flatly. Older John, narrating. Years later, I was called to investigate a site accident. The foreman shouted, shut down line 2. My God. The apprentice misheard, line 1. He cut power to a live system carrying hundreds of amps. A welder took the shock straight to the chest. He survived, but barely. The foreman's voice still haunts me. Speak clearly or fail clearly. The foreman walked past and barked, need the impact? I scrambled and handed him a hammer drill. He glared. Impact driver, not hammer drill. This costs minutes. Minutes cost money. Money costs jobs. Learn the words. Harris barked at me. John, what's the rule when you're not sure? Ask again. And why? To avoid mistakes. Correct? Never fear looking stupid. Fear looking careless at a funeral. Maria raised a conduit bender. So what's this one called? Pipe bender, tube twister. Conduit bender, Harris said sharply. And if I call it wrong, someone brings the wrong tool, wastes time, risks safety. Maria shrugged. At least I'll get muscles carrying the wrong thing. Or you'll get crushed under a wrong load. Harris snapped. He set up a practice. John asked Maria for a tool. Use the wrong word. Maria, respond. I called bring the pliers. Maria brought lineman's pliers. Harris shook his head. Which kind? Corrected. Bring the needle nose pliers.
Ice.
Maria switched tools. Correct, Harris said. Clarity saves time, saves lives. It's older John, narrating. On one job, a worker asked for the wrench. Another handed him a pipe wrench instead of a torque wrench, over-tightened a connector until it cracked. Weeks later, the connection overheated and failed. The fire spread before anyone could shut it down. One wrong word created a fire. We practiced with more commands. Harris barked orders deliberately unclear. Bring me the driver. Which one? I asked. Impact or screw gun, Maria added. Correct, Harris said. Always clarify. He handed me a spool of wire. John, what's this? 12-gauge THN? And what happens if you confuse it with 14-gauge? Overloaded wire? Overheating? And overheating causes fire. Maria muttered, It always ends the same. Yes, Harris said coldly, because you always forget. By midday, the sun burned down on the steel skeleton. We carried boxes, tools, ladders, each order shouted above the roar of machines. My throat ached from repeating. Maria's voice cracked from asking twice. Harris never smiled, but his nods were approval enough. He quizzed us as we worked. What is the rule before lifting a heavy load? Confirm weight and team. What's the phrase if you need help? Timon lift. What happens if you don't say it? Back injury. And what happens if you say nothing at all? Someone drops the load, Maria groaned. And probably fire too, right? It's not this time, Harris said. This time you just break bones. Older John, narrating. Years later, a laborer lifted a transformer alone. He didn't ask for help. His back gave out and the unit dropped. The corner punched into a conduit. Sparks filled the air. Broken bones, broken wires, broken pride, speak or fall. As the day ended, Harris gathered us near the bench. His eyes were tired, but his voice was iron. Lesson 1. Unclear words create confusion. Lesson 2. Wrong names bring wrong tools. Lesson 3. Silence kills faster than sparks. Speak clearly or fail clearly. Maria sank onto a coil of wire, wiping sweat. So tomorrow, it's just more shouting. No, Harris said. Tomorrow it is silence. Tomorrow you'll learn how silence almost killed a man. Tomorrow you'll learn how one phrase saves an entire crew. My stomach tightened. Silence could be worse than shouting. Don't miss our next episode 15. One phrase, one crew's safety.